Yo, shalom.
Shalom, yo.
I'm Black Ice.
And I'm Akis.
Welcome to the Black Narrative. Thank you for joining us here on the Yoshi channel.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is our last day on our YouTube band on the Black Narrative.
Hopefully we could be back on the Black Narrative on
Thursday. Yeah, hopefully.
Seriously.
So it seems so long, man. Oh man, when they tag you. And but yeah, it's all social media and all Black channels on the shadow band. Always worse than shadow band. Actually, they had us banned. So as of tomorrow, we be back under a regular shadow ban with Black channel. So it's important that y'all like and share our videos. If you missed the live stream on this channel, we will have this video on the Black Narrative either tonight or tomorrow. So we can still upload. We just can't stream live.
Right.
But I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody's staying warm because we had like a little cold snap. Texas, Atlanta is freezing here in Atlanta a little bit. Everywhere, man. And I think went from Texas, I think cut up to New York. So it's been crazy.
And then the whole thing with all the pileups, especially in Texas.
Yeah, they're not used to it. I mean,
yeah.
They're not used to it, man. But you know, Texas is crazy, man. When I lived out there in Texas, when I first got out there. When I moved out there, Texas, it was 100+ degrees every day. Like it was literally 100+.
Like people falling out.
Yeah, they were falling out.
Yeah.
I witnessed it, you know. And then 6 months later, when I left, I was only there for a small period of time.
Yeah.
Literally 6 months later, it was 3 feet of snow. Like literally, and this is like back in 2000. Yeah.
But I mean, that's a wild thing we don't think about with Texas is how big it is, not only just width wise, but as far as height.
Yeah.
You know, because I forgot they said like. Somebody said how a certain point in Texas is about at the same level as somewhere like Maryland or something like that. You know what I mean? Where the Texas is a huge state.
I mean, yeah, the size of Texas is about the same size of it's bigger than certain countries.
Right,
It's
seriously.
pretty big. I mean, it's really spread out. Or like you look at the desert, it can be very hot during the day and it be cool at night.
Right, exactly.
I mean, the same thing, you know. But yeah, so you know, we get into we passed the whole Trump impeachment thing is behind us now, which we called it. And, you know, if you've been following the Discord or you follow the YouTube community, I've been making posts, and I already called it. We knew he wasn't going to get convicted. I mean, it was really just a waste of time and money because if he was convicted, you know, he wouldn't have any jail time. And shalom to everybody in the chat. I'm glad y'all here. B1.
Right.
With all the violent and inappropriate crap aired every day, everywhere so messed up that our people are being banned so frequently. Yes. We are the most loving people on the planet, truth to power. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But the thing about it, they don't want people waking up. It's one of those things where I mean, look at what's that thing with the Real Housewives of
VH1.
VH1. Yeah. VH1. You look at BET. You look at what they want us to be like.
Yeah.
Because there's white people that own these networks, and they're telling us how to be black.
Yeah.
So if it's positive, no. But you know, let it be. Some where we're killing each other for a pack of Newports, and it's fine.
That's true. The HARP weather could be included. The HARP is that's the program where they control the weather.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because the timing of it is so suspicious.
Things. Yeah.
Like this, like right after the trial ended on Saturday, and then this happens, and you know, there's always something. I'd like to say, we called this last year. You know. 2020 action packed, and I think it'll be even more action in 2021.
2020 was the lame prequel.
Yeah, basically.
To 2021.
Yeah, that was preseason. This is not getting started.
Right.
And we've seen it now, and you know, black people still sitting on the sidelines waiting when gonna be their turn.
And man, we are going to get into that today.
Yeah, I got so much information. And one thing I love about doing the show, because this is stuff that we already know that Keith and I talk about, but as we put together the show, we find even more stuff, like going down like a rabbit hole of information. And there's so much stuff, and we still been adjusted, trying to get used to this new format.
Right.
You know, we dealing more with web links now than the videos. And so finding information and taking screenshots of this stuff, man, like it's really crazy.
Yeah.
And so far as for tonight's show, like I said, we discussing the Asian community because that's the hot topic that's been going on this past week. And
go on.
So we can put our own little twist on it because right now, you know, Joe Biden administration, they pushing out this narrative that hate crimes been going up against the Asian community, which I'm pretty sure it has.
Right.
And but our thing is the same community been having hate crimes against us.
Right.
And nobody said a word. They didn't care.
And not only that, you see this constant pattern where black folk want to help everybody but black folk.
Man, yeah.
Because people are talking about, black and brown unity, black and white unity, black and yellow unity.
Yeah. Well, like she just said, we're loving people. So,
Right.
so
but we like to love everybody but ourselves.
But ourselves, yeah. And that's the problem.
Right. And so we join to these different peoples. They use our numbers and then dump us when it comes to actually getting tangibles.
Yeah. You're all inclusive then.
Right.
But these other people they getting specific agendas for their demographic,
Right.
and for their needs. And we're going to show some of that here. Going over to our PowerPoint here. So for tonight, preparing for tonight's show, I start off here. I was on our Twitter feed and Tariq Nasheed was saying, can anyone name the black organizations that support attacks on Asians?
Right.
Because we can name several Asian organizations that supported Peter Lang for killing an innocent black man. This new anti-black crime bill for Biden is coming.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So, he already did one before.
Yeah. Multiple times. I want to say at least two before in the past. So I let's start off there for preparing for tonight's show. So I'll start off with Peter Lang. And I would really, it's like I said, there's been so many hate crimes against us.
Right.
I can really put a name to what he did. So I had to go back and relearn what he did.
From the LA riots to, just the whole you buy, you go attitude that they got with us.
Yeah, even on the community. So we start off from Peter. I went from Peter and went to here. So he's an Asian American police officer.
Yeah. Charged
for fatal shooting of a black man. Oh yeah, they made a whole film about this guy. Right. Mm-hmm. So so this happened. Back in 2014
in Brooklyn, I believe.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And basically there was on a foot chase. And so he went to a stairwell. He bumped into a wall, allegedly. The boy shot off his gun. The bullet ricocheted off the wall, hit this black man next to his girlfriend on the staircase, and he died. And so of course, as the guy was dying, the two officers, Peter was one of them, chasing after this guy. They didn't make any effort to give him CPR or anything,
right?
To keep him alive or anything. They let him die. And so, of course, this whole big thing of race thing broke out. But it's funny, when I started looking up Peter, the first thing I didn't see his crime. I'm seeing this film. I didn't know a whole movie was made about this guy.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and actually this was pretty recent, because you go to the next slide here. They showed it in the film festival and everything. So I went to look at the film.
Yeah.
And so the trailer was actually done July 7, 2020.
Dang,
so that's pretty recent.
Yeah, not even a year.
Yeah,
nowhere near a year.
Yeah, so they promoted this movie, and so it's so funny, because right before I even saw this, there's another new movie coming out about Black Asian relations from the guy that did Fresh Off the Boat.
Really?
Yeah, because Fresh Off the Boat, and actually that was a good show. Especially the first season, because he was a part of it.
The first season was good.
First season.
Everything after that.
It's trash. So at the first season, the guy that created Fresh Off the Boat, he was removed.
Yeah.
And they replaced him, whatever. But that same guy, he wrote and directed this new movie. It's like a love basketball, but Asian version.
Asian version?
Yeah. So it's an Asian basketball player, high school.
Yeah.
But he falls in love with this black chick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish I could find a trailer, but I was like kind of tight for time. But yeah, so now I'm seeing this other movie here. So it's like I'm seeing a process here, because usually these movies
trying to cling on to us now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it happens a lot.
Right.
Like, for example, you had a whole superhero phase. So you had some superhero movies. Then you had a whole slavery phase. So you had a whole bunch of slave movies. So
right. So what's going to be next, especially in this COVID time? It seems like everything's becoming more political.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, so with the movie, was the angles kind of trying to justify or
the movie hadn't been publicly released. They did some film festivals, but upon my research, from my understanding of it, they try to be objective, but it seems like they're humanizing Peter more than anything else, and painting a certain picture of him.
Right, and it's one of those things where at the end of the day, the man was negligent.
Right,
whether it was an accident or not, it's still negligence, because he allowed a man that he shot to die.
Right. So his name is Akai Gurley, 28 years old. He was fatally shot November 20th in 2014 in Brooklyn, New York, which you're right, by a New York Police Department officer. Two police officers patrolling stairwells in the New York City Housing Authority, like its projects.
Yeah.
Louis H. Pink House in East New York, Brooklyn, entered a pitch dark, unlit stairwell. One of them, Officer Peter Lang, 27, with his firearm drawn. Gurley and his girlfriend entered the 7th floor stairwell, 14 steps below them. Lane fired his weapon. He shot Ricochet off a wall and fatally struck Gurley in the chest.
Dang.
A jury convicted Lane of manslaughter, which the court later reduced to criminally negligent homicide. So on February 10th, 2015, Lane was indicted by a grand jury, seven men, 5 women, for manslaughter, assault, and other criminal charges. At the grand jury, members were shown footage of the Unit Pink house and passed around the 9mm Glock used in the shooting, testing the possibility of equipment failure, concluding that the 11.5-pound trigger could not have been fired unintentionally. Lane turned himself in to authorities the next day to be arraigned on the charges. He was convicted of manslaughter and official misconduct on February 11, 2016. So this went on for a while, and he faced up to 15 years of prison time. So a lot of stuff went on between that time. A lot of protests and stuff went on.
Right. So the evidence is showing that it doesn't seem like he could have.
Yeah, like you can't just bump. So it wasn't a hairline. It wasn't a hair trigger.
Right.
So he really did shoot, but it did say it ricocheted off the wall. So the question is, did he shoot directly at him, or he just had back and whatever? I mean, me on my own research putting the show together.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he racist or not, but I can definitely see why the whole thing went off.
Right.
I just think that he was just he shouldn't been a police officer, but.
And that's a story so many times.
Yeah, on itself.
If you're gonna be a police officer, don't have a frail heart.
But most people they recruit though, they have that certain mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not saying all officers like that, but a lot of them weak-minded in that extent.
They want that power. They want the power, but they don't have the courage.
Yeah. So I understand the part they were saying they're proving that he wasn't racist in that particular shooting.
Right.
But what bothered me the most was a protest by the Asian community. Not so much they weren't saying that he was wrong. They wanted him to have the same white privilege as his fellow officers. That's what I had a problem with. Right.
Here's the thing, and here's how I see it. If a black officer, I see blue as blue.
You're right.
At the end of the day, and of course you have good black officers.
That was Peter saw too.
Right.
They threw him to the wolves.
Exactly. And I mean, of course you have good black officers out there that want to do right. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where if you have a black officer that shoots an unarmed black man, at the end of the day, he should get tried by the law for what he did.
Accident or not. I mean, this is somebody's life was lost.
Exactly. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. I mean,
heck, if a black officer shoots a white guy, it's one of those things, and an unarmed white guy, at the end of the day, he needs to go through and he
doing time.
Yeah, exactly.
He doing time.
At the end of the day. So it's just a thing of justice.
Yeah, justice. That's the main thing that people wanted. So this comes from the New York Times here. It's like we should throw our sources and everything we're getting this stuff from. So we're not just talking outside our necks with this stuff. Mr. Gurley died on November 20th, 2014, when his heart was pierced by a ricocheting bullet that Mr. Lane had fired while on night patrol in the dark stairwell in the Lewis H. Pink houses in East New York neighborhood. Of course, we already passed the party who was convicted of manslaughter and official misconduct. Before the sentence was issued, Mr. Gurley's girlfriend, Melissa Butler, who was with him when he died, had to be scary as feeling to walking down the stairwell, getting shot at. And then your boyfriend dying right there next to you in the stairwell. I can imagine in the dark stairwell, and then it's dark. So you probably it was a cop not shooting at you. You just know some bullets going off in there because it is the projects. Who was with him when he died, told Mr. Lane that even today she's still in pain and needed solace of justice. You took a piece of me, she said. You took a piece of my heart.
Damn, man.
Moments later, Mr. Lane himself stood and turned toward Miss Butler and the others, apologizing for having killed the man they loved. The shot was accidental, he said. My life has forever changed. That don't sound like an apology.
Right.
I don't see I'm sorry or nothing. He just said it was accidental. I don't even see the apology here.
My life has not your life, my life.
Has changed, right. It has changed forever, right. So this let you know what the mindset he was in. It was at that point that Justice Chung announced that he was Justice Chung.
So did he get tried by his own peers?
That's a good question.
Because I don't think there's a nigga named Justice Chung.
Right. And now it's Wu-Tang.
Unless he's a lost member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Unless the man's from Staten Island. I don't think he's a
judge, right?
Right.
That he was going to reduce the manslaughter verdict, saying there was no evidence that Mr. Lane was even aware of Mr. Gurley's presence in the stairwell. This was not an intentional act, the judge said. This was a criminally negligent act. As such, I find incarceration not necessary.
Not necessary.
Therefore, the fact that he was negligent and a life was lost, to me, it is necessary. But,
And the dude's an unarmed man.
right. You know what I'm saying? Dark side or not, the fact that you drew, they teach you as an officer, you draw your gun, you drawing to shoot.
Yeah.
You drawing to shoot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I don't see why. Like I said, going down the dark side where you ain't had no eye, you couldn't see the person.
Right.
Like the gun should not went off.
And the whole thing about him pursuing somebody, well, what did this guy do?
Yeah, what did the guy do? What the guy armed? Like I didn't really see information about the guy that was been chasing.
And that's one thing that it's conveniently left out because automatically you hear, oh, well, he was chasing somebody. The man could have stolen some cigarettes.
Yeah, for all we know.
Yeah,
and
so
they hunt him down with guns.
Right.
Down dark stairwells.
So how dangerous was he?
All right. So this is a prime example of this what's going on. And so I really didn't arrange these slides like I wanted to, but I was so busy putting together information. So, but we're just trying to show you all the evidence of how they getting these H communities privilege over us.
And they push a narrative about how we saved the election, but at the end of the day, we're getting scraps.
Yeah,
we're getting scraps. I mean, if you could even call it scraps.
Yeah, not even scraps.
While everybody's clowning Ice Cube, including SNL.
Right. You know, so this article here: Black leaders want targeted federal funds for Black businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Civil rights activists and business leaders have asked President Joe Biden's administration to include targeted funding for Black-owned businesses in the next COVID-19 relief package. They also say that without federal aid, many businesses could be forced to close their doors in the next 90 days. All right.
So mind you, we want a bill not for minorities and people of color.
They want it targeted now.
We want a bill for Black folks.
Here you go. So members of the National Urban League and the U.S. Black Chambers among the groups demanding that Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus plan, which haven't been passed yet, they will be working on it, allocate money that would exclusively go to Black entrepreneurs. It need to be specific, said Ron Busby, president and CEO of U.S. Black Chambers. It should not be minority. It should not be underserved. It should be Black. It's funny because during the whole election campaign, y'all kept saying people of color, y'all kept saying minority. Y'all didn't care to say Black. Y'all kept using the all-inclusive terms, and now you want to use the word Black. No, it's too late now, bro.
When money's involved.
The money now
we don't want to be people of color. We want to be Black.
The requests come as Black-owned businesses closed at disproportionate rates last year as entrepreneurs said they were rejected by banks for loans and overlooked in the first 2 rounds of the PPP funding. According to the New York Federal Reserve, the number of Black businesses fell by 41% between February and April of 2020. That's a lot of businesses, 41% in less than 6 months' time.
And compared to the other two,
white businesses fell only by 17%. Small businesses overall saw a 22% drop.
So we almost Black businesses fell at almost double
the rate,
double the average rate, and that's insane because I mean you're seeing the discrimination. You're seeing how they're going to the banks. They're trying to get the loans. They're trying to get the money in order to stay afloat.
Yeah.
But man, to the point where 41%, and you know there's not that much Black businesses compared to these other businesses.
Yeah, on top of that, right, already. Black leaders say disparity exaggerates the historic challenges Black entrepreneurs already face, including systemic racism, including securing bank loans and accessing capital for their businesses. Black businesses also close at higher rates due to weaker cash positions. Yeah, we have weaker cash flow.
Right.
And they are also more likely to be in the COVID-19 hotspots and saw significant coverage gaps in the PPP funding, given the loans reach only 20% of eligible firms in states with the highest number of Black businesses, according to the New York Federal Reserve. Yes. Recently, Black Chamber leaders, including Busby, attended a virtual roundtable with Vice President Kamala Harris and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to discuss how the administration planned to help Black businesses devastated by COVID-19.
So let's hear what they say.
Harris and Yellen both acknowledged that little PPP funding went to Black businesses under former President Donald Trump's administration. Biden's recovery plan, Yellen said, will allocate $15 billion in equitably distributed grants to more than 1 million of the hardest hit small businesses. Right? This part that stood out to me. This is the part that stood out to me.
Oh man, I'm glad it stood out to you because it stood out. It stood out to
Okay,
me
so
too.
you caught that too.
Yes.
It was at the very bottom of the article. Very bottom of the article. During the meeting, black leaders repeatedly asked Harris and Young if the stimulus package would include exclusive funding for black businesses. Harris
Yes.
emphasized that
Tupac.
that the plan would benefit black Americans while including targeted aid for all minority and women-led businesses.
Oh.
She said that multiple times. She said this on the campaign trail that she is not dating, like she's not going to target us exclusively to black businesses.
She said
the
it
black
would
people
benefit black Americans while including
everybody else.
targeted aid. Man, listen to the wording. It would benefit us while including targeted aid
for
all minority and women-led businesses. So when you hear women-led businesses, you know it's going to be a lot of white women getting that money.
It includes white women.
It's going to be a lot of white women getting that money.
A lot of these white men put these businesses in the name of their white wives and get this minority funding.
And so these white women are going to be getting this money,
cash money,
and the white men are going to be getting the money from them.
And he's still stuck in the same position.
But you see,
and this is Kamala saying this. Kamala said this.
But no, Kamala, she's cool, she's hip, she wears sneakers, and she celebrates Kwanzaa with the rest of us. And her favorite rapper alive is Tupac. You know, she's down with the cause, y'all. She's down with the cause. Man. She's with us.
Yeah, we have more. Like we had a lot of receipts to show tonight.
But y'all see, they're playing games with us. But man, boy, we love to play games with them. We love to be right there playing games with them, man.
Man, we still don't see it, man. We still don't see it.
Cause you know how many. I'm just curious to hear the excuses that's gonna be made for this.
Oh, I'm already hearing excuses. I got one guy. He left me a comment saying, "Well, you know, they still need 60 to pass, and you know, it's not enough for the Democrats. Well, Joe needs the help of the Congress." He was going on his long list, and I just told him, like, "Hey, man, just save your excuses till after his term is over." And tell him why he ain't doing anything for black people.
Right.
Like don't be Kevin for him now.
I mean, the biggest thing that Joe's done for black people so far is the crime bill. You know, that's what Joe's done for us so far. 3 strikes.
So far, right. Hey, right.
You know, so if you could kind of help us out out of that 3 strikes thing.
Yeah, like it just keep going. And we got some more. Like we just getting started here. Let's go back to Atlanta with this thing here.
Let's go back today, man.
President Biden sits down remotely with Atlanta eatery owners to discuss business conditions.
So, yeah.
So that from the headline, okay, well, you better talk to some business owners in Atlanta. People think Atlanta, they be thinking black, and people need to stop thinking that. Like this is not Black Mecca anymore.
Atlanta is a very let's just say it's very diverse.
Yeah.
It's very diverse.
Well, people gotta remember, Atlanta's inside Georgia. Georgia is still the South.
Exactly.
Georgia is no different from Alabama and Georgia.
Georgia is the deep South.
Right. Georgia is deep South. Like people think Georgia, they think Atlanta, and think in their mind that all of Georgia is like Atlanta, and it is not.
Oh no.
You just drive 20 miles out. It's you back. You seen some cotton fields there. You know
Farms,
what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. All
in very rural areas. That's the first thing. Second thing, yes, you know we have a highly like a big black population in Atlanta. We don't own crap here.
Yeah.
Like 95, like I would say 95% of black people here work for a white-owned business or work by themselves.
Right, and then I mean you do have a few black businesses here, but a lot of times
it's very small bit. Like you're not gonna see it's not right,
and
you're not gonna see a black Fortune 500 company. You know, and we still have people talking about chucks and pearls. You're right. We want to teach our children about how to do the research and choose leaders wisely. I'm so sick of these games. You're right.
Right.
And we have to. It starts with us. It really has to because, and that's no disrespect to our ancestors and everything. I know you like to big them up. You have some people want to pray to them, all that good stuff. Part of the reason why we in this position is because of them.
Right.
They made bad decisions, and I love my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they made some bad decisions. They fell for the okie doke.
Yeah, they had faith in the system, and they were led by the caller,
and they taught us to do, and they taught us to do the same thing, and we doing it. They're using the same playbook over and over again. They're not using new tactics against us. We fall for the same thing.
Little Jimmy, when the white folks beat you, just vote harder. Just vote harder.
Like it really just took us out here. But let's go on here. So who he's talking to down in Atlanta? Neil and Samar Denani, I don't want to pronounce his name. Idnani on nonstop, like the name. told the president about how the pandemic has directly affected their business.
So Neil and Samir Idnani, do you think they look like us?
If they look at us, they definitely ain't us. I mean, I see some dark-skinned Indians, but they ain't us. They Asian.
Yeah.
All right. So so he sat down with an Asian business.
Not only, and let's hear how it came about.
Almost 10 years ago, my brother and I started an Indian restaurant concept. We wanted to bring our mother's cooking to the world. When COVID hit, we had to completely adapt, said restaurateur Neil Adnani, speaking to President Joe Biden. We learned new strategies to handle our business, meeting our community with food at the doors while balancing our lives at home. Which that's another hustle in itself, man. A lot of businesses are getting raped by Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub because like not only they charging you already know how much they're charging you to drop off the food.
Right.
And then you have to tip the driver. Well, on the other end, they charging the restaurant. So they double dipping.
Right.
So they charging you like $5 to $10 just to deliver your food, and then they charging the restaurant almost 20% off the money, the little money they're already making. So that's I've been reading articles about small businesses saying like, yo, they're killing us, but they had no choice because they had to close up shop because of the pandemic.
Right.
You know, and then of course they had the platform, so even your own delivery drivers, people be ready to use Uber Eats and these other companies because they had the platform, they had the user base. Goodness, so they catching on both sides, man. It's really hard on restaurants, and even in the neighborhood I'm saying that right now, I've seen black businesses shut down.
Right.
The few that we had. You know what I mean? But the Asian restaurants are still open for business, though.
I mean, of course.
Only seen one Chinese restaurant close down, to my knowledge, that I've seen. But everybody else seems like they've been open.
But Biden and Harris, they're going to be running to give them some money before us.
Right. So the brothers, Neil and Samar, owners of Nonstop, sat down for a remote conversation with President Biden about how to fit their business, and Nonstop had 3 locations: downtown Atlanta, Buckhead, and Atlantic Station.
All expensive.
3 locations for small businesses. Not just one. There's not one location mom and pop shop. These dudes got 3. It's hard running one restaurant.
Man, one restaurant.
It's hard
in downtown. One restaurant in Buckhead and one at Atlantic Station.
And you're not from Atlanta, Buckhead and Atlantic Station are prime real estate.
Yes, phenomenal real estate. Downtown too.
Downtown. Any downtown major city gonna be expensive. Very, very expensive.
So, and another thing about it, at the end of the day, the restaurant business isn't just a restaurant business. You own that plot of land.
Yeah.
So they are able to afford. I mean, downtown Buckhead and around Atlantic Station, those areas are expensive to live in.
I'll tell you, Buckhead.
So they're able to afford to have these different 3 restaurants, probably have parking lots and all that.
Hey, I ain't hear that, and they ain't say anything about shutting down the one restaurant or anything. Like they still got all 3 open. And so they don't lose the money. They still got it open.
They still, man, they're making good money basically.
Yeah, like they doing something
better than a lot of us do. And I'm not sure if this was in the last article, but it was saying how one reason that a lot of black businesses aren't getting the help is because of the amount of employees. Because a lot of black businesses probably have 10 or less employees.
Yeah, right.
We don't have that much employees, but they have 3 whole restaurants.
Right. Yeah. With the PPP loan, based on the number of employees you have,
right,
and then you have to keep them employed in order to qualify for the money.
Hard, man.
So if you are having a drop in the customer base, you're not keeping the employees on.
Exactly.
So you qualify even less money to flow off of. So it's a lot. It's a lot here. So continuing on. But as small business owners during the pandemic, every day is an open question, Samir said. When President Biden found out about the situation, he reached out. He reached out to them.
When he found out about their situation.
By this Indian restaurant with 3 locations and with prime real estate.
Biden was like, come on, look.
This your people, right?
Right, exactly. This is your people, right? The people you celebrated Kwanzaa with. I'm going to go reach out to him.
So, he was saying, okay. So he's talking to him remotely. And so he's like, hey, how you guys doing? Biden said, it's been pretty rough lately, hasn't it? Our business had gone down almost 75% overnight. So roughly how many employees do you have, Neil? The president asked. Well, pre-COVID, we have 20 to 25 employees. Right now, although we haven't had a single person off, haven't laid a single person off. We offer work to anybody who wants to continue working. We down to about 10 to 15 employee range. Look, bro, I ain't trying to say anything, man, but I worked with Indian people, bro, before in my business and doing as a professional photographer, man, and I did some Indian events, and bro, you talk about pinching people. You talk about some pinching people.
Yeah.
So to me, only reason like knowing what we know, if they haven't laid a single person off, it's only because they had to keep them on there to get what funding they got from the PPP loan. Man,
magic number 10 to 15 employee range.
I know mom and pop shop. Like literally, like now, I didn't get a chance to go to them today, but I finally found an Ethiopian spot they sell hot wings.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I used to get my wings from them now. You know, it's a mom and pop shop.
Right.
And every time I walk in there, bro, it's just that man and his wife. Right. The man's up front taking my order, his wife in the back making the orders fresh, and they communicate with each other.
Right.
Always. It's a Mediterranean restaurant I go to, and they're from I think. Well, no, Mediterranean. I think they Ethiopian. Another Ethiopian couple.
Okay, yeah.
And every time I go there, they have some real good salmon there. But anyway, it's a husband in the front taking the orders, wife in the kitchen, and the other employees I've seen was his daughters. Yeah, like a couple of daughters sometimes helping them out.
So they're not gonna hit that 10.
Nah, that's all I've seen.
Right.
You know, and I'm not even sure they're open because I haven't seen them in a minute. Man. So, but they got 10 to 15. You know, and they're saying we offer work to anybody who wants to continue working. So what they doing? If you lost 75% of your business and you let them to work, what they doing? They sitting around?
What's going on? And I mean...
And what their jobs? Because, I mean, they waitresses, I'm assuming they go home with no money still because nobody going in there. They can't dine in a lot of these spots. And if they can't dine in, it's limited seating because they had to be 6 feet apart.
And the thing about 10 to 15 employees, is that in one restaurant or all three?
That's a good question. Well, you know, I'm thinking that'd be per restaurant, man. Ain't no way I can see you run a restaurant in Buckhead, Atlanta Station, and downtown with the same 10 to 15.
But are they counting them as a whole or separately? You know what I mean? Like how are they playing with the numbers?
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
Seriously.
And then how many of them are they family?
Yeah.
You know, they probably be laid off because they family. You know, so you can keep money in their pockets too, right? All right, let's keep going here, man. What is the greatest need you have now for your restaurant to be able to survive? The greatest need is for everybody to be vaccinated.
Ain't that something? The greatest need is for... Man,
that what the restaurant owner said.
Does this sound real? No, like, does this even... I mean, I don't want
to... Your greatest need and anything that all needs you need for your restaurant for business, you tell the president, yeah, man, you know, our greatest need for our restaurant, we need everybody to be vaccinated.
Man,
that don't sound like some smoke here, bro.
You have a restaurant. You know, you're losing people. You're losing money.
They say because people are out shopping, the economy grinds to a halt. Okay, that part is true, but they're not going out. They're not going out because they ain't vaccinated.
So he's saying because if people aren't out shopping, the economy grinds to a halt. So the greatest need is for everybody to be vaccinated. He's not talking about his restaurant.
Nah.
He's talking about on a global scale, man. This doesn't even sound real.
It's also scripted.
Right.
And of course, you know, he reached out to them.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'll put you on this platform, boost your business, but I need you to push my vaccine initiative.
Right.
And technically you're a minority.
Right, exactly. What is the greatest need you have for your restaurant to be able to survive? Biden asked.
Oh my God, man!
Vaccines. You're kidding me,
he was Joe. Well, you got it. You got exactly right. You understand it well. The fact is that small businesses are things that hold communities. I can't say it with a straight face. That hold communities together, and they provide half the workforce in America. Biden said. 400,000 have gone out of business, permanently. I put together a rescue plan that provides tens of billions of dollars in grants to small business. Now, PPPs are like, that's not all grants, buddy. That's a loan.
Right.
We have to invest more, not less. We have to give you a chance to rebuild that's separate and apart from dealing with the virus.
Now, so the dude said, you know, we need more vaccines. And he said, well, you're right. You got it exactly right. Loans, grants. He didn't even keep on topic.
Yo, we got links in the chat. You want to see the articles for yourselves, man. We can't, like, we're not typing this up ourselves.
No, we
man.
can't make this up.
These are screenshots from actual articles that I found on the internet, man. Like, I can't make this up. We got some more, man. We got some more. Next one. Asian beauty supply punches black customer in the face.
This was around August.
August. This is August 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not old stuff here. This is this community that's been going through it so much, you know, with this Asian hate crimes.
Right.
You know, hate crimes against Asians.
Which we're not denying, but the thing about it is they want us on. They want black and yellow unity.
Yeah.
They want us to drop our problems.
It's not there. It was never there. They don't mess with us like that.
Right.
They don't mess with us like that. I remember talking to this guy a long time ago, and he put me on game, man. I don't know if it's blue or not, but you go to a restaurant, and you're like, take it to a white restaurant or a restaurant in a white neighborhood, rather. Mm. It doesn't matter what type of restaurant it is. It can be an Asian restaurant, it can be an American restaurant, but it's in the white neighborhood. Yeah. And I know that every single restaurant I walk into in that neighborhood, as soon as you walk in the door, on the wall there, you see a whole bunch of pictures. Even the fast food.
That's true, man.
They're supporting that business, the local community. Man, it could be a little league team. It could be the local high school, like Chick-fil-A. Right. You see the local high school in there. I went to Zaxby's one time. I saw the local high school there.
Basically, it's a wall full of white people.
Yeah, like, you know, they're supporting. They're supplying uniforms to a little league team, to a baseball team. They're doing something for that community. Mm. But if you will walk into a Chinese restaurant or Asian restaurant in the hood, the walls are bare. Only thing I see on the walls is a certificate from some Serve Safe certificate. They can serve food there. Right. That's all I see. I have yet to walk into one. I see them supporting the local community.
You might not even see the food score.
No. Like, so they see they getting all these black dollars. Right. Excuse me, and they ain't do nothing for our communities at all.
You know we need it.
Yeah. You know, and this show is like what inspired the show here. Like, this going across the internet. Like, these are recent headlines. Yeah. Like, that's all you're seeing. It's about the hate crimes against Asians. These are all recent headlines. This is the new narrative they've been pushing ever since into this Trump impeachment trial. Right. This is the next thing up that they're pushing. So they work on the next narrative. So anyway, let's get into what's going on here. On Monday, a group protested outside Anna and John's Beauty Supply in Tulsa, Oklahoma, after April Harding, a black customer, was assaulted by alleged owner Chang. How you pronounce that?
Chang Seok? Let's say Chang Seok.
Chang Seok?
Let's call him John.
Junk.
Yeah, let's call him John.
John, on August 13th. According to Black News, Harding was punched in the mouth in front of her 3-year-old son and another toddler.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, it gets worse. So the incident was recorded by an onlooker and uploaded to Facebook, where it received nearly 500,000 views within a day's time. In the footage, Harding and John exchanged words before she saw moving her hand towards his face. The man responded by grabbing her arm and punching her in the mouth. Harding said she was assaulted after the owner aggressively approached her over an unpurchased keychain for her son had from the store. However, she claimed she left the item behind before exiting the premises. Keychain, by the way, was 99 cents. Yeah. We never got out of the store with anything, said the North Tulsa resident said. He didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to do anything that he did, especially not hit me in the face, she added. Although police were called and Harding was taken to the hospital, where she got 3 stitches on her upper lip, an arrest was not immediately made.
Man, let that have been...
Boy.
Let the races have been switched.
Boy.
Let it have been a black man and a little Asian woman.
Boy.
Oh,
locked up.
No.
Locked up immediately.
Oh, my God.
Or hit a white woman in the mouth. Oh, boy.
Man.
Boy.
Don't even let it... Man, look. The police will materialize behind the dude.
Cleo Harris, the protest organizer, told Tulsa World, for him to hit her is unacceptable. He continued to explain how black consumers need to be treated better. You're taking the black dollar, but you don't trust us coming in to buy your product, and that is a creation of us.
Mind you, he's in our neighborhood.
In our neighborhood. So according to StyleMagazine.com, since the viral attention, Jung has been charged with assault and battery and scheduled to appear in court in September. I couldn't find anything he was charged in that. I couldn't find anything that he was convicted. I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. I want to say he got off, if I remember correctly. So they urged shoppers to go to black-owned businesses. A similar incident took place in another salon in Brooklyn, New York, where a woman was attacked by Asian workers after refusing to pay for a botched service. Man, yeah, it's disgusting. What about the Latino restaurant? Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And was it TBA?
No, this was.
Oh yeah. There are Mexican Latino gangs in LA and Chicago that target black communities, but the Latino and black communities seem to have peace, by the way. Between one another. There should be peace with others as well.
The thing about it, the Latino community is a lot closer with the black community. I mean, that's one point that you could look at it as, and the Asians aren't suffering the same way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The Asians, they're coming in our neighborhoods and they're setting up shop. The Asians have money. The Asians, they come to our country and they let me not say our country. They come to the U.S. and they make a good living. You know, and that's the whole thing. They keep pushing this whole thing of the white man oppressing all these minorities. The Asians have money. The Asians are
nobody
good,
impressed. Nobody been impressed like we've been impressed.
Exactly.
We the only one that had a law saying black people cannot read or write.
Right.
There's never been a law for any other minorities with that.
Right.
Before in the past.
So it's one of those things with the whole thing of the Latinos and black folk having peace. That's a lot easier to do than the Latinos and black folk are able to meet on more of a common ground.
Did with us.
Than with the Asians.
Yeah.
At the end of the
day. The sad truth is that black women see this and still go to these hair stores, even though all women should be natural. Yes, and we got some footage of that too.
Right.
Oh man, we got some. It's sad. So yeah, the clip shows the incident.
The neighborhood does need to boycott that store.
Yep, and then so there was a video.
Like people need to stop going to that store.
Yeah. So this is a screenshot from the video. So they was in each other's face. She had her hand in his face, but and I saw the actual video, and of course we try to prevent playing videos here because we try to get unbanned here.
Right.
But she did raise her hand towards his face, but in the actual video when you see it, like she just kind of like hit him on like the shoulder here, just like and walking off, like just leave me alone. But he came and punched him in the mouth, right? Which is crazy here. We got some video footage of what happened after it later on in the show here. But we're gonna move on to this to the next segment. We got some more. We got some more information, man. It's so much here. But now, by the way, they did continue to patronize that store.
And another thing too is when they were talking about the whole thing with this fella, they were saying how he might get community service and a fine.
Yeah, he didn't get jail time.
No, he didn't get jail time. He didn't get charged. No, he the officer said he might get community service and a fine.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
All right. So here, Joe Biden here catering to the Asian community. This is directly from his website.
And I didn't know about this before.
Yeah. This and he had this on the website during the election cycle. So even on his own website, he has specific agendas. Like we show you a video with him talking to AIPAC to the pro-Israel lobby.
Yeah.
And here he'll talk to the Asian community. All right. Yeah, I didn't even know about this organization until I started researching for this show. Vice President Joe Biden, just like I said, this is on the website before he got elected here.
Yeah.
Knows that the Asian community, the Asian American and Pacific Islander, the AAPI community, is a core chapter of the American story. Our country's ability to draw hardworking people from every culture and every nation has always made us stronger. Joe has turned bold, progressive ideas into tangible results for the AAPI community as vice president and senator. Mm-hmm. As president, Joe will continue his lifelong commitment to ensure that every member of the AAPI community is treated with dignity, no matter their race or ethnicity, and has a fair shot at the American dream. And that link to how Trump failed the AAPI community. I went to that link. It was BS because Trump took care of them too.
Man,
and I'll show that later on in the show.
Ain't it interesting how Obama couldn't do much for black folk, but Joe Biden, as vice president, was able to help the AAPI community.
And this to show you, it doesn't black people showing this party loyalty here to the Democratic Party.
Right.
Here's proof that this Asian community, they don't care no matter who wins.
Yeah.
Democrat or Republican, they're gonna be taken care of.
Because
they had people in the cabinet. So they had people in Obama's cabinet, and they had people in Trump's cabinet.
And they're going to have people in Joe's cabinet.
they take care of regardless.
Right.
You cater to your own needs here. All right. So you go to the next slide here. Oh yeah, Asians may have opened a few shops in black communities. Latinos turned South LA into East LA and almost many Chicago neighborhoods into Latino neighborhoods, Latino hoods. You don't even see black folks down there anymore. They pushing us away.
I mean that is true. I mean
they doing the same thing here in Atlanta.
When it comes to the United States, we're gonna be pushed out at the bottom.
Yo,
of the
man, when I see a white woman walking her dog into my neighborhood, I can feel my rent going up.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. It's a done deal.
Right.
One moves in, and the other start coming right behind it. And we showed videos of this in the past. We did a whole episode about redlining and white flight. We showed these things, which had us that video got us banned for almost 2 weeks as well. Good, put out this information, man. It's crazy. All right, next link up here. All right, this is the next link. Asian American politicians demand Biden to appoint AAPI members to cabinet. They demanded.
Did they vote?
That's good.
Did they put the ballot in the box very hard?
This is for November 25th, 2020. This is recent here. All right. The Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus had issued a signed statement urging President-elect Joe Biden to appoint AAPI candidates to his cabinet. All right. Next article, further on in the same article here.
Yeah.
All right, so they sent a signed statement. They sent a signed statement to Joe Biden, saying what they want, demanding what they're looking for. All right. Mm-hmm. As you work to assemble your administration, the CAPAC urges you to appoint highly qualified Asian American and Pacific Islander candidates to your cabinet and to ensure that the AAPIs account for at least 7% of your cabinet level and other appointed personnel within the federal workforce.
7%, man.
So they ain't telling you to put one person in there. They ain't telling you to put two people in there. We want 7% of it.
Man, that's a specific number.
Very specific number.
Because we're 70% of the population.
Because they have 7% of the population, the U.S. population.
Wow. Interesting.
Man. They ain't playing.
Do we get 13%?
Right. You know, the AAPI are the fastest growing racial group in the electorate in the U.S. The statement pointed out that over 2/3 of the AAPI votes supported Biden's election. The Obama administration included a record of 3 AAPI cabinet secretaries. The Trump administration included 2 AAPI women in his cabinet. So, you never heard that when Trump was president. I didn't hear of it. I didn't know until I found this article.
No, Trump was just racist.
You just saw just white people.
Right.
But he had 2 AAPI women in his cabinet.
So it goes to show they're all playing the same. Whoever has the most bucks in their pockets, that's who they're gonna serve. The
AAPI was taken care of no matter who was in office.
Right.
They didn't care, racist or not. They were taken care of.
Right.
All right. In order to ensure your administration is filled with appointees who truly reflect the strength and diversity of our nation, we urge you to continue this trend of appointing AAPI candidates to the cabinet and prioritizing AAPI representation throughout your administration. It's so funny. This ad popped up of Naomi Osaka.
You're kidding me.
There's an ad on the website. I don't know how they'll targeted or what. I like her, by the way. She's a very talented player. Yeah. She's dating
YBN.
Yeah. Well, you dropped that name.
Yeah. Because man, I was always wondering why he was YBN, considering the other 2 YBN members.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like,
his music was nothing like them.
It was nothing like them. He's from Maryland. Mm-hmm. One of them's from Alabama. The other one, I don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
But it's like, how'd that even happen?
Yeah. So, she's dating a rapper.
Yeah, Corday.
Corday.
Very talented.
Very talented rapper. His name used to be YBN Corday. Yeah. YBN stands for Young Boss Ninjas.
Yeah.
And actually, they didn't hang out in person. Like they did from different cities. Yeah. They were just friends on Xbox or PlayStation playing like Grand Theft Auto.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, that's how it happened. They were just friends online playing games together.
Okay.
That's how they came together. So of course, so the other YBN members, they sound like their name. Very ratchet music. Right. But Corday always had a much better music. I mean, it was a great album that he dropped last year.
The dude could actually spit, man. He's actually talented.
Yeah. So now he's dating a young guy, and now he's dating Naomi, and Naomi's she's Asian.
Yeah, she's Asian and black.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Was it Asian and Haitian or something like that?
Yeah. I want to say Haitian father.
Okay. What's the Asian father?
Or the mother?
I don't know, man. But I think the black side is Haitian.
Yeah, I do
If I
believe
recall
Haitian.
right.
Yeah, I think so too. In his victory speech, Biden stated that he wanted the campaign representing America, and I think we did that. Now, that's what I want the administration to look like, according to NBC.
Right.
So, as of Tuesday, November 24, Biden has not yet picked any AAPI candidates for his cabinet. This is right at the election, man.
Yeah.
So, but he ended up putting some people in his
And look,
in administration.
You
and
know, Kamala Harris is gonna be in his ear.
Yeah. So the statement was signed by 19 members of Congress. So let's fast forward a little bit. Biden picks AAPI special agent to lead his security detail.
Yeah.
President Joe Biden's Asian American Secret Service agent, David Cho, is slowly becoming a viral sensation online after being pictured at today's inauguration. Cho would be the agent in charge of Biden's security detail. So,
man, they were pulling at straws at their inauguration. Everything became a meme.
They really did, especially Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that is Haitian. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't make sure you got it right, thank you, Mod. When photos of Cho people began circulating online, people tried to figure out who the Asian man standing behind Biden was. What, you thought he was cooking his food or some shit?
I mean, the man's in a suit.
Yeah, why y'all so curious? Several agents in Biden's detail are new, but Cho also served under former President Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. While serving on Trump detail, Cho worked his way up to second in command of the protective detail, according to the Washington Post. He was awarded the Department of Homeland Security's Gold Medal for exceptional service in 2019 for his work in negotiating appropriate security for former President Trump on his visit to North Korea.
Dang, man.
According to several Asian American reporters, Cho would be the first Asian American to head up presidential security detail. Yeah, man. Crazy. Yeah, triple Asian. Yep. All right. So, but that wasn't enough, man. Like I said, man, they want 7%.
Yeah.
Lack of AAPI's leadership denounced in Biden's cabinet. This is in January 2021.
Goodness.
This last month. They still complaining like, yo, you doing something, Joe, but you ain't doing enough.
It's like, Joe, come on.
They own his ass.
Man, they are on him. And I mean, like, I'm surprised he's not moving as quick with Kamala in there.
Asian American and Pacific Islanders are lashing out against the lack of AAPIs nominated by President-elect Joe Biden for cabinet security positions.
Lashing out.
As much as I view myself as a friendly ally of this president, I think he's earned in that he has chosen to exclude Asian Americans from the 15 cabinet secretaries. Man, they own him, man.
Said Representative Mark Takano.
Yeah. Democrat, California.
Okay.
All right. Got more here. So, the National Council of Asian Pacific Americans, boy, they got a lot of committees and organizations here.
I mean, goodness.
Man, they heavy. They have only 7% of the nation's population. They got a lot of representation. They got a lot of organizations.
They got a lot
with power. Man. There are numerous qualified AAPIs who should be appointed to senior positions throughout the government. All right. The NCAPA said, according to The Hill. Furthermore, the NCAPA is prepared to stand by the quality and expertise of our member organizations, as we have members who are willing and prepared to engage with the Biden administration in nearly every policy area, ranging from health to housing or education, immigration, and civil rights.
Goodness, civil rights.
Yeah. Biden announced the nomination that the province in his cabinet will represent the diversity of America. He ran successfully with the first Asian American and Black person ever to be elected to the position of the vice presidency, Kamala Harris. He also nominated Neera Tanden to lead the Office of Management and Budget, chose Dr. Vivek Murthy.
Yeah, Vivek Murthy.
Murthy to be his Surgeon General, and Catherine Tai as U.S. Trade Rep. So he's been putting people in these positions.
So he's doing what he's doing.
But that's not enough. They want senior positions.
More.
They want more. They want more.
How do you like it?
However, Biden is the first president in 20 years to have no Asian Americans as cabinet secretaries in 20 years. Goodness. So they've been have representation in the presidency.
And they're keeping track, man. They're
watching him. So you talk about Trump, Obama, Bush. Right. They had representation. Clinton, yeah.
Probably Clinton as well.
Yeah, probably Clinton as well. They said that Obama had 3, Bush had 2, and Trump had 1 at cabinet secretary. So that's something. All right. Goodness. So while we are thrilled that Vice President-elect Harris is the first person of South Asian descent to hold that office, We are dismayed by the lack of AAPI cabinet secretary.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. There are multiple highly quality.
That we have one as a vice president.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
That's not enough, bro. There are multiple highly qualified AAPI for cabinet secretary positions, yet no final selections across all 15 agencies with secretaries. This represents a significant step backwards in representation from both President Obama and President Clinton's cabinets, as well as current administration.
Wow,
boy,
and I mean,
like, so they are not scared to let them know, like, yo, we're not happy with what you're doing,
and
we play nice.
And it's interesting, man, because you're seeing that they have their own thing. They're not talking about people of color.
No,
they're talking about Asian people, and
they're talking about their people,
education. They're talking about housing, all these different things. What's interesting is over in Lawrenceville, they have like my school district. You know, it was a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and immigrants. You know, so you had a decent bit of Asians. Now, the high schools, you would see a lot of people drop off as far as like a lot of Africans and Asians because they didn't want to go to the high schools in my district. So what they would do, since the high schools weren't that well funded, they would go to another school called GSMST, which is
it's a charter school.
It's the it's like a math and technology school.
Okay.
So you would have a lot of Asians and Africans go to that school because they were well off, and they didn't want to go
regular.
Exactly, yeah. So that they could set their children up. So when it comes to education. That's why I'm saying the Asian community is well off.
Yeah, and we all know also that because we did an episode about the public schools, and and the funding to public schools is based off the property taxes. So in black neighborhoods, if more black people are renting, and paying taxes on land, there's less money going to their schools compared to, like I said, I went to a school in a better neighborhood myself in Chamblee. And the real estate is much higher, and a whole bunch of more homeowners up there. So therefore, more money. Plus, it was a charter school. Plus, more funding went to that school.
Right. And
then, of course, since they had high test scores, they qualified for more funding.
Right.
Cause every year I was there, somebody had like a perfect SAT score, which led to more funding. And hell, in our MANA program, they took field trips to Russia every year. Man, and this is back when I was in high school. I'm older.
Right.
And we had tennis players come from Brazil. We had a Japanese foreign exchange student when I was like in 10th grade.
What the heck?
Like, we asked him what had going on in Dragon Ball. He been saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that man was a legend back then.
He was. We put him on a pedestal. Like, man, like
of Dragon Ball.
Like, we still stuck on Frieza. This dude telling us, like, this is GT. Gohan grown. Like, he was telling us a whole bunch of stuff. We had no idea what was going on.
You had to tell him to stop talking.
My mind was like,
stop. No, don't tell everything. And then he saw all of it in Japanese. Subtitles.
This is before Adult Swim, before all that.
Right.
Anime wasn't really a thing in America then. Yeah, it was hard to find. Go ahead, Harry, I see you in the chat. I ain't pro-Asian, but I can live with 5 Chinese restaurants in the hood, over 100 communities turning into a 90% Latino hood. It's all over Houston, Dallas, and LA, and Chicago. You know how Obama had MLK bus behind him in the Oval Office? Wow. Now Biden replaced it with Cesar Chavez. I did not know that.
What?
I had looked that up. I did not know that. I had looked at that. And if you're black, you can survive without knowing an Asian language. But you live in LA or Miami or any of these big cities, black folks can't work because there's Spanish language requirement here in South Florida. I also didn't know that.
Okay, so your point is the Latino community is what we should be worried about as opposed to the Asian. I mean, I could agree with that, but it's one of those things where
and like I said, he probably got something
for a different show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he probably got some. I'm pretty sure Biden had something for them as well because we covered it last year on the Trump administration. He signed an executive order for the Latino community, and everybody was mad at Goya, President Goya, because he was there when he signed it, but they're looking out for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the Latinos are going to look out for the Latinos. The Asians are going to look out for the Asians. The blacks are going to look out for the people of color.
Yeah, that's how it goes down.
It's interesting because I remember when I did take a trip to Houston, I was really surprised. It's a very Latino city, man. Like I thought Atlanta had some Latinos. I thought Gwinnett had some Latinos.
Yeah.
Nah, man, Houston. It's
I guess consider where it's at. I mean, Texas, right?
Yeah,
Where the
closer.
boarding is.
But I mean, we don't know Latino communities,
Yeah.
man. Like over there, it's like the city is, man. I thought Gwinnett had some Latinos. Man.
Until you went to Texas, you thought something different.
Man, it's like Houston is largely their city, man. It was wild to see.
Yeah, because really, it's promoted like a black city, so be not aware of that big. It can be a Latino community down there.
The thing about it, man.
Yeah, when I think of Texas, I just be thinking of Slim Thug and UGK, you know what I mean, and I mean the whole movement they got going on.
You'll have these Latinos that bump DJ Screw.
Yeah,
it's the wildest thing. But I mean, just like everywhere else, we're in enclaves.
Yeah,
we're constantly pushed to these different little enclaves. It's wild, man.
Man, yo, this I was looking over that I want to go over this letter or not. We had a letter here. We skipping a slide. Going down to this letter here. This was dated December 29th in 2020.
Yeah.
And this one, the Asian community wrote a letter to Biden, the AAPI.
Damn.
And
so the Asian community.
Yeah, so they went in right here in the second paragraph here. The AAPI community is the fastest growing racial population in the nation. It makes up 7% of the total United States population, which is why they wanted 7% of the cabinet.
Ain't that something?
AAPI are also the fastest growing segment of the U.S. electorate and turned out record numbers this year. I'm not sure about the voting thing. I didn't really keep track with them.
Yeah.
Over 2/3 of the AAPI vote when supporting your election. There are over 2 million AAPI workers in the healthcare, transportation, and service industries that are on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, there are nearly 2 million Asian American owned businesses that generate over $700 billion in annual net revenue that are facing dire economic impacts, as well as millions of AAPIs who are facing surging unemployment and anti-Asian discrimination due to the current crisis.
700 billion, yo.
Yeah. Furthermore, this pandemic has disproportionately impacted over 1/3 of AAPIs who are limited English proficient, as well as a Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander community, which continue to face some of the highest COVID-19 infection mortality rates across the nation.
Well, something interesting. A lot of black folks are fluent in English, in the United States. Yet, we have trouble finding jobs and, all these different things. They got Chinatowns all over the United States.
I mean, look at it here.
Need English.
They said they generate over $700 billion in annual revenue for their businesses.
Man,
how much money do you think black businesses are generating per year?
Right, man.
I bet nowhere near that.
They have Chinatowns. I mean, shoot. I mean, you go up to Duluth, and you see all the signs in Korean.
Yeah. Give a highway and
they don't need your money.
No, they did. They make enough for their own community.
Right.
They don't have to cater to you or anybody else.
And can you go to the one before? Because was it Judy True? I just found it interesting because Judy True, she's a Republican and she's from California, but she's on Biden, trying to get more Asians in the cabinet. Did she vote for Biden?
Nah. I bet she didn't.
She's Republican and she's from California, but you see the pattern. They're not looking out for black interests. They're not looking out for people of color. The Asian community is looking out for the Asian community, as they should. As they should. But here we come, one in the Black Yellow Alliance.
Yeah, we want to be all inclusive, people of color, be all minorities.
Look, black and yellow, leave that to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah,
right? We got to try to focus on our own, man. We got enough powers ourselves, but we want to take up everybody's cross.
Look at this language they're using. Look how savage these people are, right? Like they really bold. They said the need for diversity at the highest level is not for the sake of optics. They're basically saying we don't want to be tokens.
Yeah.
Like that's how they do black people.
They want power.
They want power.
Yeah.
They demand power, not that tokenism. It's about ensuring all experiences are reflected in our decision making. As we know, personnel is policy. And we have diverse leaders in position of power. It leads to more inclusive policies that better serve the entirety of our nation. That is why we strongly believe there must be an AAPI cabinet secretary in your administration, just as there has been for over 20 years. We are thrilled that incredible Black, Hispanic, Native American women and LGBTQ leaders have been named as cabinet secretaries. Great. Breaking barriers for communities who have been left out for so long. Awesome. But without an AAPI cabinet secretary, the inclusionary vision of this cabinet is incomplete. We know from our own experiences representing different cross sections of America that embracing diversity is the key to our success.
To our success.
To our success. Our unity allows us to achieve victories on behalf of all Americans.
Our unity.
Which is more critical now than ever as we work to heal divisions in our nation. That is why last week, leaders of the Congressional Tri-Caucus, which includes the Congressional Black Caucus, us,
right.
Congressional Hispanic Caucus, issued a joint statement saying diverse cabinet must include an AAPI at the secretary level.
But man, hey, we know about the Black Caucus. We know about the Black Caucus, and
they're over there, business taking over. They take it up for them.
Hey man, at the end of the day, the Black Caucus should go change their name to the Black Caucasians. The way they enact policies in our country.
They so busy looking out for them.
Yeah, man, the Black Caucasians.
We can't make this is screenshots from articles, man. We're not making this up. Man, people have been debating me online. We're gonna start off. We'll start off right here or here. In Florida, black folks can't. Okay.
No, yeah, right there.
In Florida, black folks can't get a lot of jobs because they got Spanish language requirement. So AOC is Spanish when it benefits her, and then when she says black when it benefits her. That's crazy.
AOC black? AOC part black?
Yeah, is she mixed? I wasn't aware. Well, I just saw her name, but I didn't really look into her like that.
AOC is part black, man. Where?
Oh, but I can see her play. But she's a liberal Democrat, so she play ball.
Man, she
plays ball.
She's a fox, you know.
Yeah.
Just like Malcolm X talked about them liberals. They're foxes.
He warned us, man.
Yeah.
He warned us many times.
And at the end of the day, you know, it's not just the white liberals anymore. It's the black liberals.
Yeah.
See the Black Caucus.
We bought into the narrative.
Man, how are we?
Like, yeah, think about it, man. Like, even like you go back to.
Oh, okay. She's not black.
Okay. If you go back to Obama's first term, I guess that's the most recent.
Yeah.
Democrats are kind of moderate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You look at Clinton, it was moderate. I mean, like now that Obama's second term, that went far left.
Man, it took a jump.
It went far left. So it's been so far left, then it's like it don't middle ground anymore. You know, and it kind of demonized the conservatives. And not saying that those Republicans are any better, but I know life-wise, I got more of a conservative mindset in some ways. You know. Right. So yeah, let's just continue on here. 160. The videos of her trying to sound black. It's the strangest thing. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
She's pulling the Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
eyes is no more tired.
Yeah. 116 lawmakers asked Biden for an AAPI cabinet secretary.
Man,
they all jump up to defend this community, man.
Do the AAPI bring everybody catering? Yo, 116 lawmakers, man.
That's a lot.
116 lawmakers.
That's a lot, man.
And mind you, these people are in Congress.
Yeah,
they're not lawyers. They're not judges. They are lawmakers.
Yeah, lawmakers, man.
Wow.
They're changing policy.
But how many of them are wanting or putting up for us? If anything, they're making the laws to throw us in prison.
Oh, yeah, crime reform.
Yeah,
that's how they want to push this crime reform.
Seriously,
that never happens. All right, so let's go to I guess American's favorite Asian politician, Andrew Yang.
Yay!
Yo, shout out to Jason Black with the Black Authority, man. I was I was listening to the show this weekend, and he played the video because he kind of dipped into the topic as well over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so this video is we had a YouTube link. It said Andrew Yang. Well, our faces is kind of blocking the title here.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang praises Asian American voters for strong Biden turnout. And it's dated November 29, 2020. So this is actual video here.
Yeah.
That he said, because you know the narrative went out saying, yo, black folks won Georgia. It's thanks to Stacey Abrams and helping Joe get in the office or helping the runoff. But this 3-minute video here, Andrew Yang talking to Asian voters, and he said they the ones that won Georgia.
Yeah.
They the ones that did it. Not black folks.
And for some reason, there were turkeys in the background of this video.
Yeah. He hit some turkeys in the background. It was so crazy.
But man,
that's so weird.
But I mean, everybody's sticking.
And it's funny because a lot of black people like Andrew Yang. I mean, like cause he sounded because there was a recent video of him in a black church singing in the choir.
Oh, you kidding me?
Oh,
does he have a nice voice? Does he sound like Usher?
No. And he wasn't wearing he wouldn't act like he wasn't in the pulpit wearing a suit. They had him in a choir robe with the choir.
Oh no!
Singing and clapping with him.
Was he lead?
Probably had a solo in the clip.
He probably did have a solo afterwards.
So he was in the black church singing with the choir.
Oh
help.
wow! And then right afterwards he took the robe
He telling
off.
it's really y'all that won that election. It wasn't these black folks.
Wow, man.
Yo, what I think was gonna happen. See, we seen this big Asian narrative being pushed. You know, he running for mayor in New York right now.
Oh word!
I think he's gonna get it. Because anything, he's going to get a lot of Asian back and a lot of Asian money. Even from overseas, he's going to make sure he can get them in pocket. Because New York City is a major city.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's going to win it.
National city. Yeah.
Watch him win the mayorship in New York. And watch when the next election for a governor in Georgia, watch Stacey Abrams lose again.
Right.
I'll tell you, man, a lot of people, I'll talk to some you know, I work around some white people, right?
Some good old boys.
Yeah, and I'll work around them too. But I like picking with the white liberals in there because they so democratic. Because the one guy, you know, he's liberal everything. Like, you know, he's openly gay. Yeah, he believes on Black Lives Matter and everything else. And I asked him, bro. So I was like, yo, do you believe Stacey Abrams helped win Georgia? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I was like, well, why don't you think Biden? Why didn't Joe Biden move her up to D.C. if she was so important to win Georgia for him?
Right.
And then so he went off the narrative like, oh, you know, they want to keep her here because that's, you know, she's doing, she good at what she does.
She's holding down the fort
for the Democrat Party. Like, no, bro, that's what they're telling you.
Right.
Now I told him, now what if you want a whole state for a president? Will you want to move up to D.C.? So then he was like, yeah, but all right then, but Stacey, you know, she wants to stay in Georgia. Like, no, she doesn't. Because she wasn't talking that narrative when Joe was talking to her for VP, when she was being vetted for VP.
Right, ain't that something? And another thing too, and politicians don't aim to stay at the same level.
They want to go to the highest as possible can go.
The politicians want to go up.
They want power.
They want to go up.
You already got money.
Why exactly? Why do they become
stay here locally?
Right.
You want to go up. You can train somebody else to do the same job that she was doing.
Exactly.
All she did, register vote. She did what John Lewis was doing. Yeah. Register voters.
Yeah.
Register black people. You can train somebody to do that. She's not necessary to be here to do that.
Right.
But that's the narrative that's spinning. Some reason Joe don't like her.
Yeah.
Joe do not like her because for the fact that you offering the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms, damn near 3 different jobs, so she took one.
Right.
Who didn't really do shit or stuff for the election, to my knowledge.
Right.
You know, but you choosing her over Stacey.
Man, I don't know if Stacey said the wrong thing at a dinner or
Keisha said the right thing. I don't know.
Right.
That's just something I noticed here. So yeah, next article up.
And this was back in the 90s.
Yeah, now we're going back.
This is
91. This is before the OJ.
And wasn't this this was kind of like a kindle in the fire when it came to the LA riots. It was kind of like
before the Rodney King thing. This kicked it off.
It added to
this was
during the LA riots when they were going towards the Korean restaurants and all that. This is why there was that tension between the Koreans and the blacks.
Korean grocery killed black teen gets probation.
Yeah.
Saying it's not a time for revenge, but for healing. But this saying is not a time for revenge, but for healing. A Superior Court judge said Friday, sentenced a Korean-born grocer convicted of killing a black teenager to 5 years probation.
And it's not time for revenge. It's time for healing. So you get probation for murder.
The sentence included a fine, community service, and suspended jail time. Immediately drew angry cries of protest from friends and relatives of Latasha Harling's 15-year-old girl killed in a dispute over a bottle of orange juice at a grocery store owned by the family of Soon Jong-do. Several community leaders also expressed shock at the sentence. And I think it was on camera too. I think I remember seeing some footage of this. Dude who had accused Harlings of trying to shoplift was convicted October 11th of voluntary manslaughter in the case, which had been blamed for inflaming tensions between the city's black and Korean American communities.
Just voluntary manslaughter.
Right. Dude could have been sentenced to as much as 16 years in prison, which he should have gotten for killing a young 15-year-old black girl over some damn orange juice. She wasn't stealing or nothing, bro. I think I remember seeing the footage of this. Thank you, God. Dude, 51 said in Korean. He said in Korean.
Wow.
after she emerged from the packed courtroom, saying surrounded by relatives who rushed her out of the building. I think justice was done. Her attorney, Charles E. Lloyd, told reporters.
What the heck? Shalom T. Liv.
Yo, shalom, y'all. Thank you. I know we've been here in a minute.
Hopefully, this is the last time we have to do it live on this channel.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can.
Hopefully, get unbanned. I think we get unbanned by tomorrow. We can get back on the regular channel. But we still gonna put the video up on our regular channel after the show, after the live stream.
And it is wild that the article is from 1991 because I mean it does seem like a recent article because of how foolish it is.
Yeah.
You know, we just need to forgive her for murdering one of our children.
Listen,
probation.
Citing dude's lack of criminal record, Superior Court Judge Joyce A. Carlin handed Dude a suspended 10-year sentence because she had no prior record. Hell, probably because she just freaking moved here from Korea.
So she has no prior record because she has no prior criminal. I'm saying criminal. Because she has no prior criminal record, right. And she kills somebody. Right. She gets off.
6 years for the killing and 4 for the use of a firearm, and ordered her to perform 400 hours in community service and pay a $500 fine.
That man isn't being a super speeder about that much.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man.
She was also placed on 5-year probation. And 400 hours of community service, I bet that was done in her community.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised she went to some family member who owned the shop like, yo, sign off on this real quick. 400 hours.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Good night, man.
Dude shot Latasha in the back of the head after a scuffle involving the $1.79 bottle of juice.
You see the kind of cheap stuff, man. They used to sell us for wine and harlots, and now they $1.79 and you get killed over a bottle of juice.
That's wild. The March 16 incident, Dude's Empire Liquor Market in South Central was captured on videotape. Yep, I do remember seeing the video footage by a security camera, and the jarring scenes became the trial's most dramatic evidence. See that all that evidence watching this black girl get killed, bro.
Right.
They say, oh, no probation. That's fine.
What the heck, man? That's so foul.
Harlan, who witnesses said had stuck the bottle halfway in her backpack and had money in her hand, is seen in the videotape approaching the store counter. Yeah, I saw that too.
Right.
On the tape, Dude grabs Harley's sweater and Harley punches Dude several times in the face. Dude hurls a stool at the girl, who sets the juice on the counter and turns to walk away. Dude then reaches for a pistol from behind the counter and shoots Latasha in the back of the head.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Carla, who says she did not believe Dude was a threat to society, said she hoped the tragedy would be used for further understanding and tolerance.
So, man, you see how demented that is.
We gotta be understanding and tolerant. So,
because one of our kids got killed over some orange juice, it's a learning lesson for us to be understanding and tolerant. Yeah.
G-Mom me, they'll put y'all in timeout. I know, right?
Hopefully they take us out of timeout soon.
The Most High will bring justice. Yes, He will. Time is coming. Man, America does so many evil atrocities.
Man, and it's not just the white folk.
And not just white people. I tell people, man, even if you don't believe in the Bible, most people believe in karma, right? If you believe in karma between people, it's karma between nations. Yeah. This nation did so much. They're going to have to pay.
Man, they're racking it up, man.
You know what I'm saying? There was a time when they thought the Roman Empire couldn't fall, and it fell. That's what life was worth in their eyes. I hate to hear it. Yeah.
Her life was worth a bottle of orange juice and us being tolerant.
Yeah. That's sickening. National things happen in the neighborhoods to give them a chance to do right because they keep ignoring the signs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they the heart is hardened. Yeah, they too far gone. Yeah, here again, this is not a time for rhetoric. This is not a time for revenge. It should be a time of healing.
Healing for who? So. This
was the judge is saying. The judge said this.
Of course.
But as the judge spoke of healing, angry spectators spilled into the hallway outside the courtroom. While some of Latasha's friends and relatives sobbed, others shouted, "Murderer!" And we'll take this to the streets. There were several shoving matches between spectators and television photographers as more than a dozen sheriff's deputies escorted participants in the trial to elevators.
So this Asian lady's getting mercy and all this and a third. How many drug dealers went in that court and got the same? This isn't the time for revenge. It's the time of healing.
Right.
Yeah. How many drug dealers got healed in that courtroom?
Right. But innocent black girl get shot in the back of the head.
Yeah. Now it's the time for.
Now it's time for healing.
Yeah.
Like that is
You gotta be kidding me, man.
See, I think it was something else in this article I wanted to point out. Yeah. Who said this? That quote right there. Family. Oh yeah, at the bottom here. Ray, the family friend, said she agreed that the girl's death should serve as a catalyst for better relations between Black and Korean Americans.
How?
I'm not mad at any Korean person. I want that clear. I'm angry at the justice system. African Americans don't get justice in the United States today. Yes, be angry at them, but you should be angry at the person who shot the gun. But you want to make it clear.
I want to make it clear. I'm upset at the justice system. You know, Miss Du, she could walk off free. I'm not upset with Miss Du. I'm upset at the judge.
Wow.
Even though the judge ain't pulled the trigger
at all, man. This is individuals who to this day still believe that she is justified in killing Latasha.
What?
The defendant has to be punished. She has to suffer. Putting due on probation is to make Latasha's life meaningless. Yeah. Yep.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
The judge get this here at the bottom of the article. The judge blamed the killing in part on an altercation in the gun that made it fire more easily.
Altercation in the gun.
She went behind the counter and pulled that gun.
An alteration in the gun that made it fire more easily.
She said
the girl walked away. The girl was shot in the back of the head.
She said she believed Due acted out of fear of being victimized and was remorseful but unable to express the emotion because of cultural differences. Come on, bro.
You're kidding me, man.
Random survey. This is in the same article. The random survey found that only 2 of the 247 defendants sentenced for violent crimes received straight probation with no jail time, and both of those probations were granted in assault cases, not murder.
Wow.
And the 1 murder and 10 manslaughter cases reviewed, no defendants received straight probation, 10 were sentenced to prison and 1 to jail. This is show how wild for her to get the sentence that she got.
Wow, man.
That's wild, man. I didn't take a screenshot, but I did find a YouTube link where the Asian beauty supply store that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And there was a video, man, of black men outside the beauty supply store saying, "Yo, it's just our black women. You don't shop there no more."
Right.
But I guess the owner gave an apology to the community.
Yeah.
And so they pan the camera. There's a long line of black women waiting in line to patronize that shop.
You're kidding me, man.
And one black woman stood out of the line and went to the black man yelling at them, saying, "Why are you here? Why are you messing with us? We're here to get this hair." And it's crazy to me, man, because so many times we get blamed for not protecting our women,
right?
And sometimes rightfully so. But this is a case where we have black men out there trying to protect them, telling them don't support these people who sit here and abusing you.
Treat you horribly.
You treat you horribly, and you waiting outside the line to shop with these to continue to give them your money.
When there's black businesses that do the same services.
Oh yeah. The mod just posted the link. She just posted a link to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Asian man punches a black woman in the face. Black men protest, while black women choose to buy cheap weave.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
This is something you can't make this stuff up, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Like you can't expect change, and we still can't keep doing the same thing and expect change, bro.
And that's a problem, man. Like you see how they divided us to make black men believe black women are the enemy, make black women believe that black men are the enemy.
They put this against each other, man.
We're all each other's enemy. Like sometimes we all within our community act like each other's enemies.
Yeah.
That's something that we've got to fix. We can't try to pass the buck.
Yeah. Yep. If it wasn't already in the truth and aware of who we are as a people, I'd definitely be asking the question, why does it keep happening to us? Yeah. Well, and like I said, you know the truth, and you know why it's happening to us. You know this is part of our punishment. That's terrible. They couldn't wait to get back in there. Yeah. It was a line waiting outside.
A line, man.
A line. You go watch that video. Like the mod put the link in there. Yeah, it's a long line of black women waiting to go back right back to that same shop.
After the dude just punched out one of them.
Yeah, man. And I understand, man. Like I said, it's hard. I'm not saying we have to be one. Yeah, you can't just say B1. You got to think B1. I actually had to be B1.
Right.
And you know, and instead of, and of course y'all here watching the show. I mean, I think y'all get it, but a lot of people who are not watching the show, they want talk about B1 after they get screwed over by them.
Right.
Exactly. You know, instead of going there first. You know, like you didn't go there first. You had to get screwed over by them before you go to a black business. You know, and even still, you may not still go to black business. You may go back to the Asian business. How many times have I know me as a black man and as a black boy back in the day, going these I walked in stores and cameras all on me, Asian owners walking around the aisle watching me, and stuff, and
man,
like I'm about to steal, and like how can you see a shop in these places?
I mean, even if you could go to a dollar store.
Yeah,
they got trinkets and rubber duckies, and they think that you're gonna steal.
Bro, I used to have a BS job doing inventory. And what we did was we went to different stores early, until about 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
We had to go to these stores, and half of them was dollar stores.
Right.
And we had to count all the inventory. All right. Now, mind you, the only reason all this stuff is for $1 because this stuff is not made here.
Yeah.
It's all the reason they can afford to sell it for $1 because they get made in China. Right.
Exactly.
And they do not believe in throwing away the inventory. So some of that stuff could be in there for years, dusty as crap. You know what I mean? They refuse to throw it away.
Still being sold.
Like, they don't believe in throwing inventory. All right. And these dollar products cost between 5 to 15 cents. Right?
Goodness, yeah.
And we getting beat. We watching us like hawks. They got cameras everywhere off that dollar merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at a point now, man. Like, if I walk into a store and I see a big screen TV, or I see 2, 3 cameras looking at me when I walk in, I can't shop there. I don't feel comfortable.
Right.
You're not treating me like a customer. You treat me like a thief as I walk in the door.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
Already.
Like, if I don't have to shop there, I won't.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, if I got to drive a little bit further out, I will. You know, I really, I can't tell you the last time I went to Walmart. I really try to minimize trip to Walmart. I despise Walmart.
Oh man.
I really try to minimize to go in there if I can.
It's a hard way.
I pay more somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, and besides, down the customer service trash, the company's trash.
Right.
Oftentimes, I spend a couple dollars more Target somewhere else. I get in and out a lot quicker anyway.
Exactly.
Like Walmart had the cheapest price, but you stuck there in line for half an hour because they got 30 checkouts, and none of them open.
Here's a wild thing: they'll have you'll be walking around Walmart, and you see 200 people with the Walmart vest. You see 30 aisles of checkouts, and it's 2 open.
Yeah, and that's it.
And
one of them be self checkout.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Definitely, like Demond said, you want to support the channel. Our Cash App is the Black Narrative. We have links below to our merchandise. This is from the Yoshi channel, a Yoshi logo. This is from the Black Narrative. We got more merch coming out soon. Like we have fun putting this merch together. To be honest, man, it's dope. I love the artists put this together for us, and love the artists put that together for us. And we got more stuff we've been working on. The animation on our intro. Yeah, man. So praise y'all for that. And we have fun putting together these shows and how productions, and we are working on more stuff. So not only trying to work on the music channel, we're working on a Bible study show.
Seriously.
I'm really excited about it. We was working on it today. We just need some time to put the show together. So hopefully in the next couple of months, we can have that launch, and that will be some more content for y'all.
Right.
That's more Bible related content right there.
More food for the soul.
Yeah, man. So definitely like and share the video. Like I said, I'm about to upload this live stream into the Black Narrative, and hopefully next week, hopefully this Thursday, we'll be back on our regular channel. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Anything else you want to add?
Just stay vigilant, y'all.
Yeah, man. So stay out here, man. 'Cause it's crazy out here in these streets. Stay warm out here.
Please.
Because it's crazy.
And don't drive too fast, especially if you're in Texas.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Don't drive too fast.
I never understood that with Walmart. Man, all about saving money. It's all about saving money, man.
Yeah.
Like, they find a way for to check out our own groceries without dipping the price. No, you get a discount for taking out your own grocery.
No.
Like, man, but we did a whole episode about that too, man. We covering these things, and it's getting harder.
Yeah.
Then maybe a little bit of hope. Oh yeah, I just found out the Parler is back online now.
Parler?
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Parler.
Yeah, that conservative they got shut down.
Online.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they finally found some server to host them. You still can't get the app from the App Store. They still banned from that. But that was a conservative platform. They were banned from the Apple Store, the Google Store. because they are also blamed for inciting the riots that happened at the Capitol. They supposed to be a bipartisan free speech app, but it is a lot more conservatives on there.
And guess who might end up being on that app?
I think either Trump gonna show up on that app, or Trump gonna launch his own app of some sort. And he gonna rake in some money.
Or shoot, maybe they might join forces, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
But one thing I would give it to him, I would give him props for it. I mean, and it is a lot of racism on the app. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, we're
but it's on any platform. I mean, it's a lot of racism on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff too.
Where there's smoke, you're gonna find fire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Fire racism on a conservative app.
But one thing I do like about Paula, I can find a lot more articles that will be flat on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like anything conservative minded or anything on conservative, and they gonna flag it.
Right.
So, and I like getting news from both sides. They give it half. What's your thought on Candace Owens?
I mean, she's no more worse than the shills at BLM. They're all playing for the side at the end of the day.
Yeah, one thing wrong about black people, man. People feel like you gotta be all in or nothing about a person,
right?
And we're not. Like I'm not all in on Kanye, but sometimes Kanye makes sense.
Exactly.
Yes, Kanye's a sellout. Yes, Kanye's crazy. Yes, he does some stupid stuff every now and then.
Yeah.
But sometimes he be right. And the same thing with Candace Owens. Candace Owens be saying she be on point sometimes. She really do. Like
a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Now, does she talk crazy at times too? Yes, she does.
Of course.
Does she talk foolishness? Yes, she does.
Is she a coon? Of course.
Yes, she is.
But there's coons on the left and the right.
Yes, she is. And she's not dumb.
Right.
Like sometimes we don't want to hear because of the messenger, but sometimes the message be on point.
Yeah.
And like here on this channel, I don't know how long you've been watching us, but we say we're fairly objective. Yeah. We don't care about either side. I think Candace Owens is more pro-black than you think. In a sense, yes.
I mean,
in a sense,
she's pro-black in a way that conservative blacks are. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you see who she married.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You see who she married to and who she had a baby by.
Right.
That's what I say in a sense.
She's.
You know what I say? She has a greater understanding.
Yeah.
Of how blackness works here than our own liberal black people do.
Yeah. Seriously.
Because I don't sit here and call her names and call her stupid because she's not.
She knows. That's the thing about conservatives and liberals. They know they both are going to play certain strings when it comes to the political musical that they want to get out. Same thing with Candace Owens. She's going to play she's going to point out what liberalism did to the black community.
Oh, so she married to I want to say he's an ish.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, man.
Well, white guy. I'm not sure if he ish or not, but yeah, definitely a white guy, and she just had a baby by him. Yeah. So yeah, she don't have a black husband. Nope. And and what y'all doing for Purim? We don't do Purim. We do what's coming up next month is New Year.
Yeah.
New Year coming up next month, and then the first thing is Passover.
Yeah.
So really, my mind is we just do the 7. We don't do the 9. We do the 7. Us personally. Right. So we do the 7 holy days. So we do Passover, unleavened bread, Feast of First Fruits.
Yeah.
Pentecost, Tabernacles, trumpets.
No, there's trumpets, then atonement, then tabernacles.
Atonement, yeah. So that's the one we observed. So yeah, we don't do Purim, but we do the 7 main holidays, and we do celebrate the New Year, which is next month. For the New Year, you can count the days from there. We may even do a show about that. Right. Actually, I love you guys, but why do you believe in any God?
I mean, that's a deep question.
That's a deep question, but just to keep the answer very simple.
Yeah.
The world around you is not by coincidence. It's order in which this world is created. So even you didn't believe in what we believe in, like I said, we believe in Yahweh, we believe in the Bible, but even if you didn't, look at the way the order, the way this world operates. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
it's one of those things.
It's an order in nature.
When you look at nature, when you look at scriptures, when you look at prophecy, history, all these different things, it just comes together beautifully.
Yeah, it really does. So I can't. So this to say is no divine being at all. I mean, I don't see how you can even believe that.
And I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, of course, there's going to be people who believe the contrary, and I mean, that's fine. Everybody's going to believe what they want, but
yeah. I mean, we believe in the gift of free will, so we definitely not the ones be yelling at you and force you to believe certain things. Because do you? I mean,
but it's one of those things when you look at the world and the scriptures and everything, it just comes together beautifully. You can't. I don't believe it's by a coincidence.
And that's the reason you're gonna do the Bible study show too, because and because too often, we see a lot more radical Israelites on YouTube, and as you see, you've been watching the show, we not like that. I mean, we never sit here yelling at you or anything and call your names or anything. We just want to share information and and what we know. Whether you agree with us or not, you come to your own conclusions of what we share.
Exactly.
And we try to share our sources or whatnot, and same comes to the biblical concepts as well. And hopefully, so we're really excited about doing the Bible show. I think it'll be I appreciate it. So puff with that, right? I'm thinking it in my head. I think of all 7 days in my head. But yeah, so that's how we feel. And as you know, and some people don't. A lot of people don't understand that Hebrew Israelites is decentralized. It's not centralized like the Catholic or the Christian church.
There's no orthodoxy.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, so every camp have like different doctrines and
when I tell beliefs. You, there's a wide range.
There's a wide range
that don't believe in the Messiah. You got some people only believe that don't believe in the
New Testament.
You got some people that believe in the Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
Some people that are
some people believe in flat Earth.
Right. Some people believe in all these different Gnostic texts like certain Gnostic texts from like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah. It's so many variations. It's so many variations.
so you gotta meet people where they're at.
Yeah, but like Ma said, we're great now. We B1 sit on code and we were just talking about this before the show, man. Like we do this out of love, man. Like
seriously.
And I think that's a key word for us tonight. We were talking before the show, man. Like,
man, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, I mean, it's very easy to get frustrated with our people, but you can't help but love them at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, we do this out of love, and I know we're not gonna reach a wide range. We're not gonna be the number one. We're not gonna reach as many people as the Breakfast Club with information.
Right,
but we can reach who we can. I mean,
exactly.
It's fine.
I mean, the remnant,
And I feel like we can reach more people talking to you like it's just me and you, and then yelling at you and degrading you.
Man, you got to talk to adults like adults. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's one problem that's when people are condescending and talking to another grown adult like they're not an adult.
No, yeah.
You got to talk to adults like adults.
And me, you both, we talk to people, all kinds of people. I mean, you live in Atlanta. It's a very diverse city.
Right.
I mean, I'm around Trump supporters and racist people,
and able to get along because where everybody knows where we stand.
Yeah, like regular conversations, like that doesn't bother me. Black Christians, talk to them all. I would tell him about this old black Christian guy I talk to. We had debates all the time,
right?
And it's all love. Like even when we end up disagreeing with what we're talking about, we always show the love. Like he enjoy. Man, you know what? This dude start calling me the teacher now.
Really?
Yeah, like so he see me at the job. He's like teacher, and like. or he's and you got a couple people that you work with all the time.
Yeah.
And so this is me, a couple other black guys I work with, man. And we all just be one, and we all talk about different things. We've been talking about lately. We've been talking about the stock market, learning more about investing. And so every time he see us talking, white people hate that stuff. They thinking like, man, they hate when they see black folks talking, especially they're not talking about foolishness.
Here's the thing about, and the wild thing is they won't talk to you. But if you talk to somebody else, they get jealous.
Oh, yeah, they get jealous and they get upset. So he's talking about some real ish, you know what I mean? But when this old black man sees us, man, he's like, oh, they go to the apostles over there, like, and he wobbling. He's an old man now. He over there working with us, and he wobbling over there, like, man, what y'all felt about this morning? What that good word is, and he might even agree with half what we talking about.
Right.
He likes it.
He just likes hearing it.
He likes hearing it, man. Like, man, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Good, fulfilling conversation.
Yeah, and especially like it's a good way to start the day, man. Like, and sometimes he be on point because sometimes he be saying some scriptures, like, man, like I feel that, and I'm go back and read it, like I feel that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's still hardcore. When I say old school black Christian, he hardcore about that Jesus.
Right.
He will not let that name go. He believe in his all inclusiveness and integration. He believe all that.
Right.
And we had many debates about it, and it's cool. I mean, we still talk to each other out of love, we disagree on these things.
Right. It's man, and more fulfilling conversation, man. Like we got to stop talking like these folks on Love and Hip Hop, man. Like
Yeah.
we got to sit down with each other, have these conversations, have this dialogue, and not just because I mean, either you're gonna grow or you're gonna degrade.
Yeah.
You know, as time moves forward, as time moves forward, things either age and ferment, or things age and decay.
Yeah.
So you got to pick which side of that you're gonna be on.
Yeah, either way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, man. So that's why like we even more excited about the Bible show we putting together, because it's not gonna be a typical Bible show. We put our own little twist to it. We worked on it for a couple hours today before this show. And so I can't wait till we get this thing launched, and I'm excited to see the direction it goes, and how it grows and evolve, and everything else too.
Right.
But I won't let y'all go, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and try to upload this to our other channel. So anybody who did miss the live stream, they can catch it on our regular Black Narrative channel, because I know it threw a lot of people off being over here and whatnot. But we will be back Thursday night live at 8 p.m. Central Eastern Standard Time. And like I say, leave us a comment if you have any suggestions for what we need to cover. Leave a comment. You can also reach us on Twitter. You can reach us on Discord. We try to keep our eyes on everything and communicating with us. Reach out to us, send us messages. I talked to some of you already. It's awesome. I'm glad to see you out here and watching us and everything. But until Thursday night, man, shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Good night. And I'm Keys, and we're the Black Narrative.
We are a Black First and Hebrew Israelite channel on YouTube that broadcasts live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every week, we discuss controversial issues and challenge false narratives that are fed to Black people through mass media. We share research through videos and encourage uncomfortable conversations amongst the Black community.
Our show features topics such as exposing fact checkers, the racist history of medical research, the origins of so-called Black Greek fraternity organizations, Christian origins of HBCUs, and much, much more.
Look up The Black Narrative on YouTube or go to our website, www.theblacknarrative.tv.
Shalom.